Hello. Welcome to the case demonstration for solutions-focused and narrative approaches to ADR. Here we will learn about the case of Martha and Henry, who have come to Seder because of their escalating conflict and their inability to come up with a parenting plan. Martha and Henry have 2 children. Ricky and Robert are 6-year-old twin boys. The parents separated 6 months ago due to chronic and high conflict. According to solutions-focused and narrative ADR, it will be important to understand the conflict, but more importantly look for exceptions to create workable plans. We want to screen for domestic abuse and understand the parents' saturated conflict stories. We then want to consider potential solutions for moving forward safely and effectively. Let us go listen to the interview with Henry. Let's take a look at 3 versions of a Seder session. Notice the mediator's response to the saturated story and focus on problems or solutions. Here we see our mediator has already screened for domestic abuse. Let's see what they have to say.
What problems are you experiencing about the parenting plan?
The problem I have is with Martha. She is interfering with my access to the children and she does not support me as their father. She is constantly blaming me for the separation and she would rather I just disappear as a parent.
Wow, it sounds like you have a lot of anger inside of you. Tell me about what you are doing to cause Martha to be upset about your parenting.
Oops. It seems like Karen is focused too much on the problems. Let's see how Karen does in the second attempt when focusing on externalizing the problem, so the problem is the problem and not Henry.
Wow. It sounds like the conflict is interfering with your ability to co-parent together. How else does the conflict get in the way?
It just seems that every time we try to do what is right for the boys, we never seem to get along. We can't communicate because it always turns into an argument.
Let's see if we can come up with a plan that can keep conflict away from the children.
By externalizing the conflict, Karen is moving away from blame and helping the parties fix the conflict rather than each other. Now let's look at Karen integrate some solutions-focused questions to help the parties move forward rather than looking behind. By assuming that the parents would rather be doing something different than getting entrenched in conflict, Karen can help them create hope for the future.
If the conflict was over between you and Martha, what would this look like?
I would have a better relationship with my children and I would be more involved in their activities. Martha and I would be able to keep each other informed about the children. Instead of paying my lawyer thousands of dollars, I would be able to put money aside for their college funds.
What would be your next step in protecting the children from the conflict?
Well, it probably makes sense that we develop a plan so that we don't try to communicate face to face. At least until we can better manage the conflict.
Henry, can you think of ways of communicating with Martha that would be alternative to face-to-face?
I think maybe trying email.
They still have a long way to go, but they seem to be making good progress. Henry is no longer stuck in the past and he has already come up with a potential solution. Now it's your turn. Work in small groups and focus on both narrative and solution-focused questions. Try to help Martha and Henry unstuck from the conflict and help find solutions. See which questions seem to work and not work in moving the conflict in a positive way. While there is no magic cure for helping parents move past the conflict, with empathy, support and a focus on solutions, you can help parents work towards a better future.
Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.